And we're back. If you are just tuning in, this is Third Coast Radio. We are your home for all things independent in all 82 counties. Doesn't matter what genre it is, man. If you want to hear some of the dope indie music and indie artists that are dropping around this state and the entire Third Coast, this is where you need to be. And as promised, man, we've got the one and only Kenny Pahina in the building. You just heard Working All Summer. That's a Kenny Pahina staple. And we're about to have an interview with the man, the myth, and the young legend himself in the building. Kenny Pahina, what's good, man?
Doing pretty good. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, man, listen. It is just happiness right off the top when Kenny Pahina is in the building. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. He just said, what's up? And everybody was like, hey, it's cool. Everything is good. You know what I'm saying? I think we all need that in the world. I think that's a good thing for the world, man. But appreciate you for being here, Kenny. Yeah. Coming off the heels of Jackson Indie Music Week, where you gave, at least I can say, one of the most historic performances. Had one of the larger, most energetic crowds that we have had. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. During the Blender Wednesday, if you were in Martin's, you got to see Kenny Pahina do his thing. And I got to be honest with you, like, you know, being around here for as long as I have, I've not really experienced a lot of instances where there was an underlying buzz for an artist, and just across the board, you know, people, you know, have embraced you and like what you're doing, and it's because you're doing something different and you're doing something new. And I think people around here have been looking for that breath of fresh air, man, and just the showmanship that exists in what you do. So let's talk about Kenny Pahina, and let's talk about this music that has kind of like an 80s, early 90s pop feel to it. And my first question, and the question that was asked a little bit earlier in the production meeting, is, were you even born when some of this music was starting? How do you get this feel? How do you get this feel from the music? Where does it come from?
I know, right? A lot of people think I'm a teenager because I do have a baby face, but I was born in '94. So, you know, my dad and stuff, like, he would definitely be, well, I mean, he was definitely a guy who would listen to the oldies music. He'll, like, listen to 60s and 70s, but, like, around other kids, like, you know, music that was around the time, like 98, 99, that was, like, when I was, like, getting all into it when I was, like, 4 and 5. So all that music, that was like, I want to make music just like this. And that was me, 5 years old, I wanted to be a pop star. Bam.
Wow. So who were some of your favorite groups coming up? Who were some of the influences that have kind of shaped how you've kind of framed your music?
For us, like, groups, I mainly base my influences off of the producers and stuff. I'm really into stuff like that to see how the song was made, how it was, like, written.
Okay.
Like, so, I mean, you know, you can hear from my first single, like, obviously there's, like, an NSYNC, Britney Spears type of influence, but Max Martin was my biggest producers who produced for, you know, like, artists then and, like, popular artists now. And Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was a big influence on me. And all the surrounding artists surrounding, you know, all the artists surrounding that producer, and then those producers, and also Timbaland, like, that was a big part. So there's, like, you know.
And that's an interesting perspective, because a lot of people have groups or artists that they're influenced by. You were kind of influenced by the people who were kind of shaping the sounds, and you kind of crafted your sound from that. So I think that's really cool. And then the choreography that goes into the obvious rehearsing that goes into your live show around that time with those artists, live shows and their stage performances were very important. So how important is that visual presentation of Kenny Pahina on stage to you?
Oh, definitely. I want to make sure that it was known that I am a pop artist. Like, I do make other, like, R&B songs and stuff, but I just wanted to make sure when I released my first single only, like, a few months ago, there was, like, you know, oh gosh, you know, he's a pop artist. So I just found the most bubblegum thing out of my catalog, and, you know, something that I would make if I was, like, 5 years old. This is kind of something I want, you know?
I got you.
And that would be it. So, like, dancing and stuff is, you know, when I would see Michael Jackson as a kid, I was like, you know, that is so cool. or like you have all these other artists that are dancing on stage. You know, you have Genuine. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that type of stuff. So I think it's very important, you know, especially with the type of music that, you know, it comes along with that. You know, you get the full package of everything.
Yeah, the full artistry of it. So what in your ideal is the difference between pop music and R&B music? Because you say you do both, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on that.
For pop music, it's such a spectrum because like pop is just basically short for popular. And I know like even then like the sounds change over the decades. Like, you know, who be the big pop artists like way back then would be like Elvis. And, you know, rock and roll was the sound of the times. But, you know, whatever the kids were jumping on, that would be the popular sound. And, you know, things have changed where we have, you know, times now that, like, you know, mainly trap has, like, formed the shape of pop, which was, like, different 10 years ago. Maybe, like, 10 years ago, EDM was the big pop sound. So, like, I think, you know, when it comes to, like, big catchy hooks, things that are like easy to catch on, especially like kids. Once you got the kids, bam, it's there. And anything that like hits the top, and then the pop sound is basically everything surrounds that big sound. That's because it's a song at the top, and then there's a lot of songs that are surrounding it that have the similar sound. So R&B definitely is, especially now, has especially, and I feel like a lot of the music, like black music. Definitely like takes form for whenever there's like a big popular sound, and then things that were like us, it's just like now a popular sound that's like diversified through like different genres, and then it becomes that sound. So like R&B definitely takes a place into that for like pop and stuff. So it's kind of like anything can be pop if you think about it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a running joke around town that Kenny Pahina just kind of popped out of nowhere. Like Kai said, you're new, you're a fresh sound. So give us some of your background. Are you born and raised here? Who is Kenny?
Oh, yeah. I definitely did pop up out of nowhere. And it was definitely a strategy plan. So I am from Jackson, Mississippi, even if it's like a rumor that I may have not been. Is he an industry plant? What is he like? Does someone put him
Industry
here?
plant.
Like, does he have producers for him? Like, we don't understand. Just like this. Why? 5 months ago, what's going on? But I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm 25 years old. So I was born and raised here. I went to Mara High School. So like after then, like I disappeared. I really don't want to give the whole King Drastic spiel again. So I did leave for the military for 6 years, and then throughout that time, like before then, I wanted to go to school for music, but me and my dad, like got accepted to the school, went up there, too expensive. We're like, so what you gonna do? Cause like this is really expensive. So I was like, I guess I want to be like financially independent. So went off then, and then throughout the time it's just like once you sign yourself up for I guess them 6 years or so, it's like. So throughout that time I just worked on my craft, and by the end of the 6 years I was just like I was really, really eager to get into it. I was stalking the music scene since 2017, and I was just wondering, where am I going to fit in, or am I going to have to bust my way in? And so I'm familiar with a lot of the faces here. They'll be like, you may not know who I am, but I'm Dollar Black. Whatever. It's like, yes, I know who you've been for the past 4 years. It's really creepy, but I've been watching. I've been watching you guys.
Smart guy.
I've been watching you guys. So.
Smart guy.
And so with you coming in, one of my favorite things about your brand is how well you like push out content. So I'm kind of interested to know, like, do you have a team? I feel like, don't you do like all of your social media?
Yeah, I do. You see my page, Planet Pahina, which is that page is basically, me and my friends and stuff, them helping me and like getting involved with my music, whether it was in North Dakota or in Texas. And I just kind of have friends all over the place due to, just networking. and like Philly, stuff like that. But yeah, I do make all that content is because like I'm really like, I was gonna say another word, but I'm really on to what I really want as in creative control. So that's like the main things, creativity and branding.
Did you travel a lot with the military, or were you stationed in one place?
I was stationed in one place, but I would deploy like 6 months at a time, like back to back. And like, getting to close to like 2017, I just saw like the music scene just like going really like looking pretty cool like over in Jackson. I was just in Abu Dhabi just crying. Just like,
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
Didn't
because
even
I was
know
like, I just want to be performing. I just kind of want to get into the music thing, and I just felt trapped.
So you wasn't able to really kind of creatively kind of do anything while you were, stationed in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, like, when it comes to there, you would like work 12 hours like in the sun, and then you would come back to this metal dorm with like, about, not too much smaller than, this room, and there would be like a guy on this side, guy on the other side. Then you just like get whatever hours of sleep. It's not like you're gonna be in there. I mean, people do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, recording around then. So I would just like write, and throughout that time, that's when I end up with working all summer. My friend, he also liked to make beats, and he gave me his whole like $100 keyboard, and I was just in there. Started working all summer in Abu Dhabi. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So what is up next for Kenny Pahina? I think everybody out there kind of wants to know what they can be looking for. When's the next time that you're going to be on stage? Because after your Jackson Indie Music Week performance, a lot of people were just like, wow, this is something fresh. I want to see this guy again. So what's up musically, and then where are you going to be performing at next?
For me, musically, there's going to be more bops for me, more collaborations that are really unexpected. I'm not gonna like name all of them. I can name one. So there's an R&B artist, Tiffany Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Promise Ring. Remember that song with Sierra?
Yeah.
We're working on a song that we started on in August, and so that will probably be coming out soon. And there's,
Like what?
some other well-known producers that are, around the U.S. that I'm working with, just to like create something exciting for us to listen to. That we don't know. We don't know if there's an EP coming out. We don't know if there's like an album. So I'm not gonna say anything and lie to you guys. Do you remember when he said he was gonna release an album this year, and that never happened? He's a liar.
Right.
So I'm gonna stop that right there.
So what was the date on that again?
Yes, I'm pretty excited. So like, there's going to be there's different types of like a diverse group of artists in the Jackson music scene. So like, it's gonna be fun to see who is he gonna like collaborate with. So I'll just keep that as a surprise. But as in performances, I think I'll be doing a show with Dre Dice.
Okay.
I will keep you informed about it.
Yeah.
But we're aiming for February, this upcoming month. So
Dope.
especially his amazing band, The Downbeat.
Yeah.
Like, so that and like one show should be quite interesting. You never know what I'm really gonna do. There might be dancing, there might not be dancing. You'll just see what's gonna be going on.
Keeping the people waiting and keeping them on their toes.
And I'll be performing at Offbeat in March for another Friday Night Live. So definitely giving you more of a spectacle and keeping that same energy or even more.
Fantastic. So if people want to get in touch with you, what's the contact and all the social media handles so people can check out some of the content that you put up, or if they want to reach out to you about getting some material to you, a song, if they want to book you, what's all of the handles and all of the information?
Okay, so for my social media, everything is at Kenny Pahina. If you don't know how to spell that, it's KennyPahina. That's like all the social media. I mean, if you want to email me, feel free. It's Planet Pahina. Hopefully you know how to spell planet. You know, P. I'm joking.
Use Google.
Yes, Planet Pahina.
Google it.
Google it. Kenny Pahina in the studio, man. We really appreciate you stopping by, man. And we were looking forward to this interview. We're looking forward to the music, man. We're just excited about the trajectory of your career and, where those things can possibly go. And I think everybody listening is kind of looking forward to seeing you perform in a little bit later on. So we're going to get into this next.
Yay!
Kenny Pahina joint right here. And this is Still in Love right here on Third Coast Radio.